Tonight at 11.
The President of the United States.
America first.
The state of our union is strong.
President Trump delivering his State of the Union address. What he said about immigration, infrastructure, and the economy. And shocking video. A deadly helicopter crash into a California home. We'll show you where. Plus, hundreds arrested.
Johns are on the internet looking for an 11-year-old kid. They're predators.
In a statewide human trafficking crackdown, the massive sweep sending a message. North Coast News at 11 on ABC 23 starts now. Tonight, President Donald Trump delivering a packed State of the Union address on Capitol Hill. Tonight, he focused on his plans for immigration, infrastructure, and the economy, touting what he sees as a successful first year in office. Steve Nannis has more on the president's speech and his pitch to Congress and the American people.
The President of the United States.
President Donald Trump delivering his first State of the Union address before a divided Congress and a divided nation.
Over the last year, the world has seen what we always knew, that no people on earth are so fearless or daring or determined as Americans.
The theme of the speech, a safe, strong, and proud America. The president laying out his vision for the next 12 months.
The state of our union is strong.
Just 1 week after a government shutdown and another potential shutdown looming next week, the president put forth his plan for immigration and urged Congress to act.
I am extending an open hand to work with members of both parties, Democrats and Republicans, to protect our citizens of every background, color, religion, and creed.
The president discussed the threat of North Korea and had tough words for the rogue nation.
North Korea's reckless pursuit of nuclear missiles could very soon threaten our homeland. We are waging a campaign of maximum pressure to prevent that from ever happening.
Several Democratic lawmakers chose to boycott the speech. The president, with approval ratings around 40%, hoping to find partners across the aisle in 2018 with a sweeping infrastructure bill.
I'm calling on Congress to produce a bill that generates at least $1.5 trillion for the new infrastructure investment that our country so desperately needs.
A long and ambitious list for a president facing an uphill climb, but remaining optimistic.
Together, we can achieve absolutely anything.
And in keeping with the speech, a very special guest making an appearance there from the North State. New tonight, the young boy from Reading, Preston Sharp, meeting with the president earlier tonight ahead of Trump's State of the Union address. The photo posted on the White House website. Sharp was invited to attend tonight's speech because of his work of honoring veterans by placing flowers and flags at grave sites. Sharp and his mom sitting with First Lady Melania Trump. Reading's Preston Sharp was the First Lady's guest. Last February, Preston, who's now 11 years old, began honoring veterans' graves with flags and flowers after noticing a sincere lack of American flags while visiting his grandfather's grave on Memorial Day. And that's when Preston made it his mission to raise money and honor veterans' graves. New at 11, the community coming together to help little Mia Gersbach, the heart warrior. She's the Humboldt baby born with 3 heart defects. Her family says she's been on life support for close to a month now. And February is actually Congenital Heart Defect Awareness Month. So to help Mia, Eureka Stars Hamburgers is doing their part to raise money for her. Next Friday, February 9th, Stars is holding a fundraiser donating 10% of sales towards the family's medical expenses. The owners of Stars say Mia is close to the family, adding that they hope other businesses will follow suit and hold fundraisers for her too during CHD Awareness Month. To learn more about the local baby and her journey, go to Mia's Facebook page or just use hashtag #FightForMia. A man leading Eureka police on a chase through Old Town Eureka in December 2016 was back in court yesterday. Clayton Lazinski is charged with numerous crimes, including car theft and pointing a gun at an officer. According to new court documents, Lazinski's lawyer asking the court to hold the state in contempt for failing to admit him into a mental hospital in a timely manner. In November 2017, he was found to be mentally incompetent to stand trial, but he's still in jail. His lawyer now requesting that the court order to transport him immediately immediately, saying that the state should pay monetary damages for each day that he stays in jail. The state's expected to advise the county court at a pretrial meeting on February 9th. New tonight, at least 3 people were killed and 2 injured after a helicopter crashed into a California home. The terrifying crash happening this afternoon in Newport Beach. Officials say there were 4 people in that helicopter. 1 person on the ground even was struck with debris from that crash. A neighbor saying people who lived in the home were in the back room and were not hurt when the helicopter hit. Skid marks indicate it may have hit the street first. A piece of the aircraft's tail rotor could be seen lodged into the roof of a house across the street. The helicopter is based out of John Wayne Airport, about 1 mile away. The crash is under investigation. New tonight at 10, more than 500 people arrested in a statewide human trafficking crackdown. Giovanna Lara is in downtown LA, where law enforcement officials are hoping this massive sweep sends a message to predators.
A statewide crackdown on pimps and johns. More than 500 suspects arrested in a multi-agency operation across the state, dubbed Reclaim, Rebuild.
The message we hope to send to the traffickers is don't do business in Los Angeles County or the state of California, because we will find you and prosecute you to the full extent of the law.
The 3-day January sweep in the midst of Human Trafficking Awareness Month sent investigators out onto the streets and specially trained cyber detectives online.
Johns are on the internet looking for an 11-year-old kid. They're predators.
Both fronts netting the arrests of 178 men for solicitation, another 30 for pimping. One of those alleged pimps drove from Riverside County to meet his victim, who was actually a cyber officer posing as a teen.
He demanded $500 from the victim for him to manage her. The suspect would collect the money from the customers and give the victim whatever he decided she needed.
The Los Angeles Regional Human Trafficking Task Force, coordinated by the LA County Sheriff's Department, includes several social service agencies present during the victim rescues to help them escape the sex trade.
Our key job is creating a space for protection and trust so that victims of trafficking of all ages, genders, ethnicities, and immigration status feel safe and secure to start what can be a very long journey to healing and rebuilding.
Meantime, a stern warning from Sheriff Jim McDonnell to Johns scrolling for victims online.
Don't do it, because it's not anonymous and we will come after you.
And now earlier we told you that there's a bill that would allow the California State University system to provide students with the abortion pill. It's so far passed in the Senate, now heading to the Assembly. And we wanted to know what the local community has to say about offering the abortion pill on public university campuses like HSU. So we went out today and asked. Here's what some of you had to say.
I think that it's a good thing to give people that opportunity to take control of their lives.
Yes, that's a good thing.
I think that's a bad idea.
I don't agree with that.
It may also increase a lot of the campus attacks and rapes.
I don't think abortion is morally right.
Because then guys know, hey, so what if I knocked her up? Now she can go ahead and take the pill. No, I don't think that's such a great idea.
And we have a poll up right now on Facebook where you can vote and comment. And here's what some Facebookers are already saying. Christopher Horisberger says, quote, another ridiculous Democratic law pushed at the taxpayer expense. Then Lorianne chimes in saying, quote, good thinking. Just let them all get pregnant. I'm sure that won't cost taxpayers anything. And it's not too late to share your opinions. Continue the dialogue on our Facebook page, North Coast News TV. Now, while this is going on in California, over in Mississippi on the flip side, there, it could also become the first U.S. state to try to ban most abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. It's setting up a possible court challenge, though. A committee today approving House Bill 1510, sending it to the fully Republican-controlled House for more debate. The state already bans most abortions after 20 weeks, which is tied for the nation's earliest ban. The bill would allow exceptions if a woman's life is endangered or a fetus has a severe abnormality. Officials say Mississippi wants to prevent women from being adversely affected by abortion. But the state director for Planned Parenthood there calls the proposal unconstitutional, saying the U.S. Supreme Court won't allow bans before a fetus can live outside the womb. And experts say it's now the worst flu season to hit the U.S. since 2009.
A vaccine that is going to protect you against essentially all or most strains of influenza.
Coming up on North Coast News, what scientists are working on so you won't have to get the flu shot every year. And
I don't need advice from the Board of Trustees at MSU about how to conduct an investigation.
the Larry Nassar investigation continues. The California senator introducing a bill to make sure something like this never happens again. What the senator's proposing, straight ahead. Plus, take a look at this gorgeous time lapse of this evening's sunset at Humboldt Bay. Look at that, just beautiful. Hey, there's a cold front on its way out of Northern California. Have you feeling it? Have you been feeling it? Because I have. I am freezing. It's chilly out there. But I want to know what's next. What does it mean for us here on the North Coast? First Alert meteorologist Rob Elvington has those details for us and more coming up in less than 2 minutes from our Weather Center here on ABC 23. Time's 11:10. It's about to be 11:11. You're going to want to make a wish. But until then, stay here. You're watching North Coast News TV.